5 and 15 and 10. Yeah, I picked the right one, I guess. Okay, Shadow Fiend, show him how it's done. Goodbye. We get 4 and 1. Good game, man. 4 and 1. This is just a so. Let me talk about this comp a little bit. So this is, let me see the comp. Oh, cool. We get the hipster barrel. Hey, show me the comp. I wanna explain it a little bit here. Okay, so I had I still don't know how much this was a meme having this Axe 2 in for so long with the arcane boots. But this is basically what was going down. So we have a couple enabling units. So the CM, making sure that we ult first, is really key when you want to get your disables off. So like Disruptor and Lich are really key with the CM here. Basically, we were playing a mana game with the opponents, and I think we were well equipped because we also had the Axe, who was gonna arcane boots before the average unit would because he has lower max mana, which means that he'll get greater than 50% mana before most units would, and he's a frontliner. He's a frontline silent, so it's almost like playing a tiny frontline in the sense that you have a low cost unit who's doing something late game, and he's just a health, kind of a negligible brawny buff that doesn't really mean all that much late game. But basically, arcane boots will go off on my side of the board before my opponent's, and it was within range of my next arcane boots, which will boost Necrophos's mana up, so that he ults and then starts the warlock thing going, and my sustain already begins, and then that further gives mana. So now there's like 50 mana between these two being given around my team. So both Shadow Fiends, when I had the two, start ulting. Disruptor is ulted by now. We have all this magic damage just flying around, and then the Razor getting some stuns and also dealing damage. We were going for Razor 3 there. So we were going for just like a winning the mana game plan. And it's really good when you're doing that with Warlocks. Warlocks really want the mana so you can start lifestealing early on with your spells. So why Warlocks go really well with like magic damage dealers. So like mages was a good way that I could use to enable that. Explaining the alliances, like you never don't play Shadow Fiend. And if you're playing Queen of Pain because you're playing Assassins, just don't play Assassins. Like, easy as that. Just don't play Assassins. Play Assassins and put Shadow Fiend in. How about that? This is like, doesn't matter. It's kind of a, I didn't go for this. The Heartless was fine. I was doing some physical damage with Shadow Fiend, I assume. Maybe a little bit more with units like, really that's probably the main one. The others are just like kind of background doing physical damage and probably getting more mana because of that. That's an argument that I've seen. I think I saw like a joke. I don't think it was a joke on their part, but somebody posted like, oh, for Heartless, mage composition overpowered. And the reality is it's not, because you want to usually match your damage type with your armor reduction, with your resistance reduction. So if you're doing magic damage, you want to be reducing the opponent's magic resistance. If you're doing physical damage, you want to reduce their armor. Like you want to match those two things. The one thing that having Heartless with mages does for you, generally speaking, is it allows you to gain mana more quickly. So this goes back to our game plan originally, with me just wanting to get my ults off first. It's like one of the very core concepts of playing an auto battler is just like using abilities first in the late game often just wins you the game. You could have a worse composition in terms of just like your unit for unit composition, but with positioning and with like better items, just going off first and like using your disruptor and then just wiping them out with the Shadow Fiend before they can do anything, and also the Lich there. Even though in the Witch Doctor, like I had good just like stuns going on here. Even the Axe kind of played that role, and I already explained why the Axe with the Arcane Boots is good. I think Puck could have fulfilled a similar role. Maybe just wouldn't be as tanky, right? So that shows why the Heartless actually might have done me a little bit of good here with just charging up more quickly. Mage goes without saying. I was doing so much magic damage that I think that was necessary. And I was able to slot 4 Warlocks. I don't think you need 4 Warlocks with this strategy. You could run 2. But that leads me to my general advice for compositions in the current meta is Shadow Fiend's insane. So go Shadow Fiend. Magic damage is generally pretty good. So I think running a 3 Mage, 2 Warlock comp is really, really good. And that only requires 5 unit slots from you. In my case, the essential ones would have been Shadow Fiend, Disruptor, um, Razor, Crystal Maiden, and then just like another mage like Puck, who I switched to Lich when I got the Lich. But these are really my core 5 units, and then Necro enabled really well. Axe was like really weird this game, but I would argue kind of filled his role. If he was level 3, that'd be even better, but just kind of like a stall tactic that enables the other units. Like Axe was basically a discount CM this game that is more tanky than CM was going to be, and also stunned, which toward the end there you saw when I almost took out the Tidehunter um, before it could ult is pretty useless. It's like useful. It's like a couple second stun, which could win you rounds. So why using Blink with axes is actually not bad. So this is the general sort of comp that you could use in many different situations. That's basically just a Shadow Fiend enabling comp. I didn't get any good global items. I didn't have anything super overpowered. I just rolled a ton at at level 8 to get the Shadow Fiend. And that's it. I think this is the meta of 8 units. And just getting level 3 units at 8. I had the Lich. I had 2 Liches. That would have been great. They're really roll percentages, so you don't want to sell out for that. But I was coming up on the Razor 3. I think I was starting to go for Axe 3 almost as a joke. But you just want to identify your carries and then get them to level 3. If you have a Slark and you're going a couple Assassins, get the Slark level 3. If you're going Knights, just get like 2 of your Knights level 3. If you have magic damage that you're dealing, just get like Shadow Fiend level 3. Because if you're doing magic damage, you want Shadow Fiend. So this is just like basic advice that I'd have. And we got lucky there. I think they all wiped each other out at the end. We did pretty well. But yeah, so a good game. This will be going up on YouTube. But catch me on Twitch as well. I'm at Blueberri TV. That's Blueberri with an I. I stream pretty much daily. I start around 7. Stream a couple games. And then I put, I think, 1 video on YouTube a day is what I'm trying to do. So, alrighty, yeah, hope you liked the game. And subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I'll be putting more up. See you later.